Here's the thing. He's just trying to do his job. He's working for the power.
How much is he getting paid? How much you getting paid for this, sir? I consent conversation. Huh?
I don't have to tell you that.
Well, your organization does, so you're gonna make me jump through hoops to get that?
So
This guy, dude. The contempt you have for the citizen is disgusting. I shame you. You are disgusted. I put my hand in your face because you shame. You live off extorted funds. That's a shame. You deny me. Howdy, friend.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, bud.
D. Carter? Cool, cool. Are you a deputy sheriff?
Yep.
Awesome. My name's Rich Gages.
Good, sure, you good?
I'm doing good, doing good. I came up calling your friend, thinking you were the guy that was working here the last couple times I saw him.
Oh, Nick?
What is it?
Nick Hageman?
Hageman. Yeah. I do government accountability, or I try in news reporting. Based on that, what do you think happens to me?
I don't know.
I get weaponized against by government.
That's not surprising.
Hey, you think if government wanted to stop the flow of drugs into this country, they could do it? Like 95% of it?
Well, since I'm on video and I do work for the government, I'm not going to say a whole lot, just because I want to keep working.
I respect that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Somebody once told me that
Local capacity, you know what I mean? I think we probably share a lot of the same opinions, but we're going to leave it at that.
probably not. Maybe so, maybe so.
I think we probably agree on more than you think.
Let me tell you, can I tell you my story about taxation?
Well, I mean, if you'd like to. I mean,
Yeah. So I once heard that taxation is extortion via coercion that results in slave labor. So I looked up extortion and the definition fit.
Yeah.
I looked up coercion with the threats of violence, and that's true as well.
Yeah.
So then I asked, what is slave labor? First definition that came up was labor not adequately rewarded. So that begged the question, who determines if that labor is adequately rewarded or not? And obviously there's infinite possibilities and stuff, but I break it down into two pure societies. One that's a free society and one that's a slave society. So in the free society, I say Deputy D, because I don't remember your first name. I say Deputy Carter, come over to my house and clean up the dog shit in my yard every day for $1 a day. You have a lot of options. You could say, no way. You could counter, I'll do it for $1 million a day. Or you could freely walk away as you are empowered to do in a free society. What happens in a slave society in a similar scenario, and I would never do this by the way, is I say, come over and clean my yard for $1 a day. And you say, I'll do it for $1 million a day. And I say, you don't understand. If you don't do it for $1 a day, I'm gonna start committing acts of violence against you. And so in a slave society, what happens is one or more of the stakeholders coming to the negotiating table uses threats and violence to get their way. And in my society, I know the cartels are doing bad things, and they're even doing bad things to me indirectly. But the number one impact on me I see directly that's taken away my free society, and by colluding with others to force me to pay for things I don't want, is government.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What makes you think that I want to talk about any of this stuff?
What makes you think that I think that you want to talk about any of this stuff?
I really don't want to talk about it.
Yep, because I don't.
I don't exchange pleasantries. That's good.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to have any discussion on any of that right now.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I'm just here.
I understood that. That's why I was doing the talking and you were doing the listening, because you don't want to discuss it. I respected that, but I don't respect this.
Look, I don't really want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
you can drive away if you want.
No, I'm working for these people.
Okay, I'm working for these people right now.
Okay, well, I can just do this.
Yep. Clog yourself in. Hey, can I ask you a quick question? I'm exercising freedom of press and my freedom, my right to voice my grievance to government. What you just did is you're denying me services based on the content of my speech. That makes you scum. That makes you an oath breaker. And in my book, that makes you a piece of shit. And your body language tells you that you believe some of that too. Am I right? If I had come up and talked to you just like you said, with pleasantries, you would have provided me services. If I came up calling you a hero, you would have provided me services. But I come up with things that you claim you're probably going to agree with, but I knew you wouldn't because you're scum. Because you're paid by extorted funds. While you go out, people like you go and arrest people that buy stolen funds, you work off extorted funds. You look guilty. Are you guilty? Are you guilty? You lost my respect, sir. Now you're gonna hear my grievance. So he blasts the radio. So he thinks he is not gonna hear me, but he's gonna hear me. This piece of shit's gonna hear me. We're gonna get the car and we're gonna request the supervisor. I'd like to request the supervisor. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'd like to request a supervisor. Are you denying me services, sir? Are you denying me services? I'm requesting a supervisor. Step away? Okay. I couldn't hear you, but I could somehow understand that. I'm requesting a supervisor, sir. You can't get me a supervisor?
You can call one.
Okay. Okay. It's D. Carter. Hey, I gotta let you know, I'm putting you on notice. I'm gonna request that footage. If you delete it, it's a felony, not legal advice. How much do they pay you to sit here and put down citizens? How much you getting paid for this, buddy? How much you getting paid? Just for the record, I'm farther back than I was before. He didn't say how far to get back. I would say I'm roughly 3 feet from that car. He's in a sheriff deputy car. I have every right to record him. I was friendly. Once I started voicing my grievance about my government and how I've heard taxation is extortion via coercion that results in slave labor, he started to seem to change his attitude. So it was definitely a content-based decision. Hey! And this is what people ought to be doing. This guy thought it's hilarious. See if he wants to talk. Okay, we got another deputy showing up here. He's usually friendly with me, but when it comes to the thin blue line, things might change. Hey, how you doing? Did you call the police for a filming? Are you that anti-constitutional? Did you call the police for a constitutionally defined? Why is that? Are you an oath breaker?
What?
If he would have said I'll arrest him for your complaint, would you have been happy?
I don't want to arrest you. I want you to leave.
Right, but if I don't want to leave, do I have a right to be here? Do I have a right of freedom of press? Do I have a right to voice my grievance to the government?
I tried to engage with him. He just wouldn't.
Now here's what really happened, sir. This is the truth, and you know already have a good idea I'm a truth teller. And while he doesn't look me in the eye once he went down the wrong path, I'll look you in the eye the whole time, other than when I look him in the eye. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him.
Okay.
So shut up, go back in your car, shut up, go back in your car. I don't want you talking to me. If you continue to talk to me, I'm gonna consider it harassment. Because I don't want to talk to you at this time. So what happened is I came up, I kind of formed a relationship with the other guy that had been working up here. Might be Haggerty or something, I forget. That's why I record, because I got best memory, one reason. And we exchanged some pleasantries. And he says, and I asked him something political. It was still a pleasantry though, he's still well receiving. And he said, in essence, I don't want to talk about that in my position. I said, I respect that. I gave him respect, articulated it. And so then I said, can I tell you about my story about a free society, taxation, something along those lines? He said, sure. He said, if you want. I said, I do. So I told him about have you heard my taxation story?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great story, and it's based on truth. You know, I don't want to pay for fucking Epstein and the intelligence agencies that go out and abuse little children. I don't want to pay for, what is it, 50,000, 25,000 a month or something getting killed in Ukraine over a power war. And this guy heard all I did was tell my story. I was still exchanging pleasantries at that point. And he even said that we probably have a lot of things in common value-wise. I said probably not, but then I said maybe so. And so I tell him my story, and he instantly gets an attitude change near the end of my story.
I'll let you go for a little bit.
Well, we'll let people decide based on the unedited audio video recording.
You got it on video, so I listened to you.
Now he's harassing me because I clearly articulated I didn't want to talk to him, and he continues to harass me. This is not consensual conversation. You're harassing me.
Okay.
So get the fuck back in your car. And I requested a supervisor on site.
You want a supervisor?
Yes, he rejected me that right. He rejected it.
Oh, you want one of my supervisors, or you requested?
I'd like Hamilton County supervisor.
That's our policy.
You can call in for me there, right?
No. What's that?
You can call in for me?
I can call one of our
I don't have
supervisors.
to give you my supervisor.
Can you call in?
You can call in.
So we now have 3 law enforcement officers. We know one of them has an oath breaker.
Who, me?
No, I'm pointing to this guy.
I was like, Mr. Gage is-
You pulled up and I said, this is a guy we have a good relationship, or you know, he's a friendly guy. So I try to keep it real. So he gets the attitude change. Now here's what happened. Based on what I said, i.e. the content of my speech, he decided to deny me services. Up to that point, he provided me services. Then when he didn't like the speech I said, which wasn't cussing, wasn't vulgar, it was actually a pleasantry, me telling my story, he instantly wants to roll up his window and deny me services.
Okay.
Then he blasts his radio. Then he tries to communicate with me. How you doing?
So,
this guy's not as friendly as you with me in context.
So here's the thing. He's just trying to do his job. He's working for the power.
How much is he getting paid? How much you getting paid for this, sir? I consent conversation. Huh?
I don't have to tell you that.
Well, your organization does, so you're gonna make me jump through hoops to get that?
So
This guy, dude. The contempt you have for the citizen is disgusting. I shame you. You are disgusted. I put my hand in your face because you shame. You live off extorted funds. That's a shame. You deny me services based on the content of my speech. That is shame. And your body language that looked like this said the story that you felt the shame. Fuck you, dude. I ain't listening to anyone I don't want to listen to if I don't want to listen to them.
What's that?
Hey, you know why we have the, what'd you say?
I told him to get back in his car.
There you go. Brilliant minds think alike. Like I told you 10 minutes ago, get in your fucking car. You nasty piece of shit. What's wrong?
Just come on. He's just trying to
First
do
of all,
his job.
you're making a determination of who needs to change their behavior based on what you just witnessed here. And or the thin blue line.
Just relax. Just relax.
Do you know what happened before you came?
I don't know. You were talking
Okay, is
about
it possible he cussed me out before you came?
Can he do that?
Is it possible he violated my rights before he came? So then why are you not giving him more instruction than to go in the car? Because look, he went in the car and he isolated himself, but then he rolled down the window. So he's involved himself again, right? He rolled down the window. Now see, here's the thing. Part of your all's training should be,
What do you need from us?
part of your
What do you
all's
need from
training,
us?
I'm
What do you
talking,
need from
I need
us?
you to shut up and listen.
No, you shut up.
No, you shut
What
up.
do you need from us?
You shut up.
What do you need
What are you
from
gonna do about it? You
I'll
shut
walk
up.
away.
Walk away then. Get in your fucking car and leave.
See ya.
See ya.
You need anything from us?
Yeah, I had questions, I do. I'd like a supervisor on site. Are you a supervisor? Are you a supervisor?
Today I am.
You're the supervisor
Yes,
today.
I am.
And you're a regular officer?
Yes, sir.
Is the lieutenant available?
You can call the office. I don't know.
I'd like to get the watch commander here, please.
Watch commander? Sure, I'll get watch commander.
Okay, appreciate it. You escalated this. You're supposed to de-escalate. You don't give a shit. You're supposed to de-escalate. You escalated. You're scum. You're scum. Why did you go in the car when they told you to, but you didn't go in the car when I told you to? Because you value the thin blue line over the citizen. You're scum. Yep, you're scum. You admit it. You're paid by us, but you're biased to the thin blue line. You're scum. Join me, baby. Join me. Scum. Scum.
Alright, the boss is coming up to talk to you, okay?
Appreciate that.
Alright.
I ain't gonna stand for my rights to be violated like that. I was 100% kind telling my story. He jumped attitude. I ain't talking to you anymore. Don't associate with me or it's harassment.
No,
I do not want to. You're following me and you're trusting me. Go ahead.
okay. Corporal Liberty's on his way. I'll come here and talk to you. All right, we're good to go. All right, see you, bud.
See you, bud. Sorry you had to react that way.
Corporal Liberty's on his way.
Appreciate it.
Alright.
Appreciate you. You did good in a hard position. I appreciate it. Hey, what's worse? What's worse? Somebody saying cuss words at someone else that has been through the courts and has been defined as constitutional, or someone that's violating someone's constitutional rights? What's worse in your mind? Which one's worse? Huh?
A violation of constitutional rights.
So let's shame him and stop coming down on me and looking at me like I'm the bad one, like I'm so out of civility.
Alright. Corporal Liberty's on his way.
There's scum that will smile at you while they're abusing you, and the government is part of that scum. You ever read Title 18, buddy? You ever read Title